What's up, everybody, and welcome to Reward the Fan, the only live trivia game show where you win tickets to your favorite live events or other great prizes, depending on the game, like the special game we've got for you right now. I'm your host, Mike Janella, and this is game 2 of 3 on the Reward the Fan slate. Today at noon, we talked football. At 4 p.m., we'll talk football. But right now, mash those buttons because it's time for video game trivia. And we started our video game series Marcus, a month or two ago? Something like that. Time flies when you're having fun. And you guys have really been digging it, which we really dig. So today, we're keeping it going with RPG trivia. Wow, we're talking all video game questions related to Ruth Bader Ginsburg. RPG. That makes a lot more sense. Now, I can't tell you exactly what RPG stands for because, well, that would be a pretty egregious hint for one of our questions coming up in the game today. But if you're a big gamer, you needing a hint for what RPG stands for would be like asking a football fan what sport the Dallas Cowboys play. So you're good. If you're not a big gamer and are just here to hang with the RTF fam, hopefully get lucky on a few questions, well, I've given you a very big heads up on what one of our questions will be. So maybe a quick Google of RPG will do you good here in a couple of minutes. Why does it matter? What's going on here? Well, the game is the same as always. There are 10 questions that you must navigate through like Commander Shepard through the Milky Way. It's an RPG reference for the non-gamers. This game, they'll all be focused on RPGs. Some about the genre at large, some about the history of the games, some about specific RPGs in particular. Should you survive like Geralt against any monster, you will be the recipient of something much more practical than potions. You'll earn a share of our Reward Dollars prize, which today is 250 Reward Dollars. Amazing. Now, those, of course, can be used toward buying tickets to your favorite live events on Reward the Fan. And the more you win, the more reward dollars you can stack up toward attending your favorite concerts, plays, sporting events, and more. But that's not all up for grabs in this game. Now, you know we always have our grand prize in addition to the jackpot. So, what is our grand prize today? That, my players, is a $100 Best Buy gift card. And what can you do with that? Well, what can't you do with that? You can buy the new Kingdom Hearts. You can knock the price off a new console, get some new headphones. I mean, you could snag yourself a new TV potentially with some of this cash. So it's a very big deal that you're playing for today. Now, if you stumble along the way or video games just end up not being your thing, just come on back in less than 2 hours. I'll still be here, this time hosting football trivia at 4 p.m. Eastern, right before the late game kickoffs in the NFL. We'll have reward dollars, 2 free football tickets up for grabs then. Lots of stuff happening here today. All right, time for some shout-outs. Let's see who we have playing RPG trivia with us today. Shout out to Terry M., DJ Spartan, and Jax Falconer. Among all of you, 750 plus of you, in fact, who, like looking for the Garden of Eden creation kit in Fallout 2, are my video game references good or no? They're just solid? All right, I'm getting some thumbs up from the guys in the back. So I'm feeling good. I hope you're feeling good. Let's hit it. Here's question 1. What does RPG stand for? Rambo Peas Green, Risky Pottery Gamble, or Role-Playing Game? Who wrote these answers? We've already established Ruth Bader Ginsburg has nothing to do with this game. The fact I talked so much about RPGs in my intro hopefully got you thinking and on the right track to this answer on your own. You would know it's role-playing game. That's what it stands for. Now, quickly, I want to make one thing clear for the purposes of this game. RPGs in general can be tabletop games, live action, whatever. Think, well, the most famous tabletop one I was going to say, that would give away the next question. But moving forward, for the purposes of this game, RPGs mean the video game variety. All right, speaking of moving forward, let's to question 2. What were early RPGs based off of? Dungeons and Dragons, Offices and Bosses, or Icebergs and Penguins? To the point that I made literally 15 seconds ago. RPG video games were based off RPGs in real life, for lack of better phrasing. And so early RPGs took inspiration off one of the greatest, most successful, and influential tabletops of all time, Dungeons and Dragons, which, if you've never played it yourself, you might at least recognize as the game that Will and his friends play, or used to play. The boys grow up so fast. In Stranger Things. Yeah, so 714 of you knew that one way or another, and you can now cast your spell and move on to question 3. Which is the latest game in the popular Elder Scrolls franchise? Skyrim, Earthedge, or Cave Boundary? Now, we mean the last game that's actually been released, not anything that's announced to be released in the near future. The first Elder Scrolls game, Arena, came out way back in 1994. Daggerfall, Morrowind, Oblivion have all come out since then. And then came Skyrim, which dropped in November of 2011, has sold more than 30 million copies worldwide since then, one of the most successful RPGs of all time. And it helped you out here if you're one of the 556 who got that right. Time now for question 4. What is not a common characteristic of an RPG? Quests, inventory, or songwriting? Now, it might help you here to have the definition of an RPG. According to the always reliable Wikipedia, it's a game in which players assume the roles of characters in a fictional setting. Players take responsibility for acting out those roles within a narrative through a process of structured decision-making regarding character development. So none of that involves songwriting. To the best of my knowledge, there are no songwriting video games. There should be. I could be wrong. Anyone in the back know? Yeah, we're getting a lot of shoulder shrugs, so who knows? I just don't think there'd be a big market for it. But hey, that's just me. Speaking of things not having to do with RPGs, here's question 5. What is not an RPG? Mass Effect, Factorio, or Knights of the Old Republic? Gave you a big hint to this one on my social media, so follow @Mike Janella, shameless plug in the middle of the game. 2 of these answer choices are two of the most famous and popular RPGs ever. The other is not. It is a real video game, though, sort of, because they've had an early edition out for a while, but it's not actually out yet. It's Factorio, which is actually a construction and management simulation game. Maybe there is a market for songwriting at some point down the road. It's been available since 2014 as an early release, and it'll come out for real one of these days. All right, no need to wait any longer to give something away here, though, for real. It's time for our first reward box prize giveaway of the game. Right now, one lucky winner is about to get picked to take home 5 reward dollars just for being you. And that you is just giving away free stuff. I love it. Fredo65. Congratulations and enjoy those reward dollars, my friend. All right, you guys ready to get back to the action? Maybe we're not ready to get back to the action. Now I'm getting the thumbs up that we are, so let's move on to question 6. What was one of the first RPGs? The Elder Scrolls 3, Morrowind, Ultima, or Planetscape Torment? Now, the answer we're looking for came out in 1981, re-released in 86 as its most popular edition. But yeah, almost 40 years ago we're talking for the original. It has since spawned 9 other sequels, with the last one coming out in 1999. It's Ultima, coded by its creators on an Apple II computer in their University of Texas freshman dorms. Gotta love the 80s. Gotta love the 245 of you who nailed that. That was a tough one, folks, but good on you if you made it this far. Here's question 7. Which studio is developing the anticipated Cyberpunk 2077? CD Projekt Red, Insomniac, or Bethesda Game Studios? This game will come out in April. Speaking of the 80s, it's based off of the 80s tabletop game Cyberpunk 2020, which is crazy that next year will be the real 2020. In related news, we're all getting really old. Taking us back to Night City will be CD Projekt Red, who, if you're a gamer, you might know as the developer of The Witcher series. And now we'll see what they can do as one of the most anticipated titles of next year. Didn't anticipate this, a fan fumble here on question number 7. We lost a lot of you guys on that one, thinking that it was Bethesda Game Studios doing it. A bunch of you guessing Insomniac, but no, it was CD Projekt Red. Look alive, here's question number 8. What does the term paper doll refer to? An inventory system, a quest log, or a combat style? And the development of the paper doll in RPGs credited to Dungeon Master, which hit Atari in 1987. You'll note a common theme in a lot of our video game shows. The 80s were really dope. They created a lot of stuff back then. And the paper doll is still something that lives on to this day as an inventory system. So when you can see a character's wardrobe or equipment and stuff, and they're kind of cut out like a paper doll, you can put things on them, you can thank Dungeon Master for that. You can thank your brain for knowing that as well. The 86 of you who did another tough question, another fan fumble. Wow, that one was very split evenly among all three answer choices. Woo! We had some tough questions today, and it's only going to get tougher. Here's question number 9. Action RPGs were popularized by which game? Halo 3, Diablo, or Overwatch? Now, the answer we're looking for was released in 1996 by Blizzard Entertainment. You might know them from World of Warcraft, that great series, but they've been around since 1991. And they dropped this game, which eventually earned a 94 rating on Metacritic, changed the landscape for RPGs. Diablo! Yeah, that's a big one. Can't believe it's been more than 20 years since that one, original one, came out. All right, all you little Diablos, you have devilishly made it from the very beginning of our journey to now, this point in our game, the final round. All right, to the 102 of you who got that one right, any extra life users as well, out of all of you that started, it's come down to this. Question 10. What are JRPGs? Juicy role-playing games, jungle role-playing games, or Japanese role-playing games? And there are role-playing games of many varieties, so this could really be anything, I guess. But if you're familiar with gaming and its history and technologies and development and what other country in the world takes it as seriously as America and has been as influential in it, you'd probably guess Japanese role-playing games as your answer. And if you did guess that, congratulations, because you're now our winner. And it looks like 98 of you, in fact, nailed that one. So out of the more than 750 that began, you are the cream of the crop, having made it through. We had 2 fan fumbles, a couple other questions that really knocked a lot of you out, so you earned it. I'm going to shout some of our winners out right now. WCES 1324. Chambers WI. Is that Chambers, Wisconsin? Maybe. Shout out if that's a cool town playing about Reward the Fan. Eric C. 85. M. Phillips 5. You're all getting $2.55 in reward dollars beamed to your account right now. Now, that is all well and good. You're all getting those reward dollars. But now one of you is about to get some United States dollars in the form of that $100 Best Buy gift card. Time to crank that lever and run that Ticket Lotto. Now, while the Ticket Lotto is running and we pick our winner, don't forget, we're not done yet today. RTF is taking a hard left turn from gaming to the gridiron later, but you're with me, so don't worry. You're in good hands. I'm back at 4 p.m. Eastern with NFL trivia. So, if you're into football, enjoy those early slate of games this afternoon, then join us for trivia, and keep an eye out on social media for hints between the 2 games. But now it's time to crown our one gaming gift card winner. Congratulations to Papa Barron. I love it when you call me Big Papa. And today that's you, because you are our winner. Congrats on your $100 to spend however you please at Best Buy. I love Best Buy. That's where I bought my new TV just this year. So I hope you put that gift card to great use for yourself soon too. Everyone else, you can also treat yourself by following us on social media. We're at Reward the Fan on all the big apps, and I'm personally at Mike Janella on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Like I said, I might drop a hint or 2 on my accounts for our game later, so you might want to go tap that follow button right now. I've been your host, Mike Janella. Thanks for playing, everyone. See you in like an hour and a half, it looks like. And don't forget, we will always be your biggest fan. See ya!